I'm ready. Ready, Michael.
I love. Did you just spill all over the place?
I sure did. It's
Those
just
are
gonna
my
live there.
winners. I got my winners right here.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Mike Blitz. I'm your host, Mike Wade. My co-host today, Mark Franzen, Darren Stedman. What's up, gentlemen? So glad you could be here.
Did you
So, Mike, what's up,
spill?
Darren?
Did you
Yes,
spill, man? Oh my gosh.
yeah, I was so excited about the "What's You Drinking" segment. I just
Yep.
spilled my stupid La Croix everywhere. That's a problem
At
for
least,
later. That's
at
okay.
least it wasn't a Pacifico.
That's true. It wasn't a wasted Pacifico.
Easy
That's
clean.
okay.
Easy clean.
Oh man, ladies and gentlemen, so glad you're here tonight. Tonight we are doing the predictions pod. We're going to make all of our picks for the week. It's going to be a big hoot. We'll have a great time ripping it up in December. Before I do that, I forgot to this last time we recorded. I want you guys to get to know two co-hosts a little bit, so I'm going to let them do this. Guys, I got questions for you. I got your name. I want your favorite team. And I want you to tell us your best college football experience and your worst college football experience. Go ahead.
Yeah, Darren here. So, Hokie fan since enrolled in '98. Um, same entering class as Michael Vick, so I was there for all of that goodness. Went to New Orleans for the national championship. Didn't go in the arena. Went to like the side arena in New Orleans and like watched it on a big screen or something. Lost that game. I don't know. Is that my worst? It was pretty darn fun to be in New Orleans for a national championship with Mike Vick wearing your colors. Best experience. I'm just gonna go back to next year. Sorry, last year. Me and Michael went on a road trip for the ages. Went to Clemson, South Carolina. Met up with some bros. Went to watch the LSU Tigers win at Clemson. Amazing. Very next day, drove down to Atlanta. Went to see the Virginia Tech Hokies. Played a decent amount of football. Not a whole game. Not a whole game,
That whole game.
but we had a hoot. It was a wonderful time. That was a great college football experience. Thank you, Michael.
Awesome. Absolutely.
Worst one, I don't know. I was there a couple years ago in Blacksburg when we got rained out. The beginning of the game was rained out. Michael, you were there too.
Oh, the
We
Purdue
had
game.
to Purdue game. We had to wait a half hour just to get in the stadium. Then 18 plays into the game, it was rained out for 4 hours, and we huddled in the hallways, and it was awful.
It was
Less
awful.
said about that, the better.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Thank you, Mr. Franzen.
Mark Franzen. What were the questions?
Your favorite team?
Oh
Your
man,
best-
this year, so last year I jumped on the Illinois bandwagon,
Mhm.
and then this year I am now an Iowa Hawkeyes fan.
Yeah.
My Iowa Hawkeyes hat will be coming in shortly. Greatest college football experience. Man, I mean, there was two games that I remember that I loved. First of all, 2009, Nebraska at Virginia Tech. And Danny Cole caught a pass from Tyrod Taylor
Yeah.
with like minutes left. It was one of the coolest college football games ever. And the Nebraska fans were awesome. Afterwards, their souls were crushed. I think the Hokies fans were good, and the Nebraska fans were like, hey, that was a good game. Ndamukong Suh played in that game.
Oh yeah.
That was a
Unblockable.
solid game. The other one that was really good is my wife had season tickets to Virginia Tech when we met. And as a small school man from Chicago, I didn't have a lot of great college football experiences, which may be my bad experience. But we went to was it the 2009 Orange Bowl against Cincinnati in Miami. And that was another one that was
Ooh.
just like, what a great experience. Um, the other one, I did see Notre Dame beat UVA in that last second pass. Like Will Fuller, I think,
Oh
caught it.
yes,
Oh
the
wow.
bomb.
Oh
That's
man,
right.
every time I've been to UVA for a game, it's been fantastic. That one against
Hmm.
Notre Dame, and then last year against Florida State, where Mike rushed the field and got knocked over by
And Darren.
a
Darren
Florida.
came with me.
I was there.
Well, yeah, but he didn't get
Maroon.
knocked over by a player. Worst college football experience was probably my entire college career at North Central College in Naperville, Illinois, where I was the broadcast voice of our football team, and we won
Wow.
probably. I was going to say 5, 10, 13 games. We were like 13 and 30. But it was still fun traveling and calling those games on the radio. So that's probably my worst is I didn't see a lot of winning football.
That's
in
okay.
college.
That's okay. Good stuff. Those are awesome stories. I don't think I knew all those. I've known you guys for quite some time. That's good
You
stuff.
bring the heat.
Yeah, no kidding. That's great. All right. So, like I said, we're going to do some predictions tonight. Well, this is a goal. We're going to set some expectations. We're going to put some flags in the ground. This is our chance to say, you didn't see that coming. You didn't know what you're doing, or what are you talking about? You have to say things. You have to stand by. You have to stand by some objective truths. So we're going to lay down some facts for you. We're going to tell you what's going to happen this fall, or maybe help you win some money. Who knows? But we're calling our shots now. We invite all of you to respond with comments, send us emails, hit the Discord, send us yours as well. We'll start with some bold predictions. So these are exactly what it sounds like. These are just bold predictions, things that no one's talking about, no one sees coming. We each got a couple of them. We're going to work through them, and we'll have a chance to analyze them. I'm going to go ahead and jump right in with my first one.
Make
Oklahoma. Oh yeah, here we go. Oklahoma State is going to make the Big 12 championship game.
Oh yeah,
Oklahoma State
Wow.
1-11 last year. They hired Eric Morris from North Texas. They brought pretty much the entire offense with them, including probably, for my money, the best Big 12 offensive battery in Wyatt Young, a receiver, Caleb Hawkins, a running back, and Drew Messamaker, who might be a Heisman finalist, honestly, at quarterback. Prolific offense. They got with the portal, got some pieces of defense. The Big 12 after Texas Tech is anyone's game. Roll the dice. There's a lot of teams that can play. Oklahoma State is currently, I think, about the 8th best odds to win the conference. I think they're going to shock a lot of people. They're going to the Big 12 conference game. I can't call them to win, but they're going to the Big 12 conference championship game.
Nice one. That's a 3 out of 5 star boldness.
Thank you.
Maybe 3.5.
Maybe 3.5. I'll take that. All
right, I got one for you. Last season, one of the top stories was that in the season, there were 12 head coaches fired.
Okay.
This year, over. 13 or more head coaches will be fired before the last game of the season.
You're saying in season.
In season.
Oh, I missed that caveat.
I think that universities are just catching up to the new program. You know, we're going to do things differently. Mike Loxley at Maryland. We don't want you and your 5 winning ways anymore. We got to compete. We want somebody that the donors will be excited about.
I love this bold prediction because it's actually you're not calling a prediction, you're calling a trend, which I think you might be spot on about. I think you're talking about the way college football is evolving. And it's no longer waiting until recruiting season or signing day, whatever the hell that is anymore. Like now it's, if he's not the guy, get him out, getting in. And I'm looking at a list of 9-10 guys right now. I could easily see getting the almighty axe. Love that. Yep. Over 12 coaches before the last snap of the national championship.
Before rivalry week.
I love it.
I think
my guy was first last year. Brett Pry went on September 14th.
Hopefully that doesn't happen again in Blacksburg. That was a 2025 thing, not 26. All right, Mark,
he was so bad they brought him back as defensive coordinator. And Darren, I think that's a great call because like the amount of money that's going into college football is kind of like the NFL. Like there's short leashes now. There's no like get your feet wet and go. But my prediction is a guy who's been coaching for a while. His team still has a ton of talent. I think Clemson makes the college football playoff this year.
Nice.
Big believer, Fritz Vizina. Go ahead.
I think they get their act together. Dabo. This is the Dabo's chance to prove that without Brent Venables, like that was his Batman to his Robin to his Batman.
Sure.
This is his chance. I think they still have the talent, and I think Clemson comes back this year and makes the playoffs.
I think he has to. I mean, playoff. He might not need playoffs to save his job, but Clemson is still a heavy roster with heavy hitters on it, lots of talent. Not as good as last year, but I mean, there are a lot there. I mean, they have probably the best wide receiver duo in college football, and Brian Wesco and TJ Moore. Like they've got guys, so like they should be there, but they're not getting the respect they should be getting in the ACC.
He's talking the part. He's looking like it too. Everything he says. He's so confident that they're going to win 10 or 11 games. He has all of his players and staff believing the same thing too. Anything less is a disappointment.
Yeah, too bad he's going to run into a buzzsaw week 1 in Baton Rouge.
11 game season. Boys.
11 games after that. 11-1. All right. My turn.
Yep.
Here it goes. Talk about Texas. We haven't talked about Texas yet. Obviously, Texas is one of the major programs in this country. Quinn Ewers is going to go down as the better Texas quarterback compared to Arch Manning by a long shot. Let me tell you this.
Wow.
Quinn Ewers threw for 9,000 yards, 70 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, 27-8 record, 2 playoffs, 1 Big 12 title. Arch isn't going to do anything this year. He is going to get murdered by that schedule. He looked bad the first half of last year. Second half, things got together. He might string some wins together. I think they're going to miss. I think they're going 8-4, 7-5. Their schedule is, I think, the hardest in the country. It's absolutely brutal. He's going to be facing incredible defensive lines and safeties every week, and it's going to get to him. It's going to rattle him, and he's not. I just don't think he's that guy. And so, and he's coming back for 2027. We talked about the quarterbacks coming out. He's he's not only not going to the Heisman, not going to the draft. He's coming back for 2027 after a mediocre 2026. And after that, Texas fans are going to look back and say, you know what? Quinn Ewers was better. So give me Quinn Ewers over Arch Manning today, tomorrow, and in the future.
Wow. 2 years of Arch Manning starting as a Heisman favorite.
Wow.
And then they're going to end up saying, we're glad that guy's gone.
Yep. That's right. That's coming.
Bold, baby.
Bold.
All right. Next one over here. I got quarterbacks as well. So last year we saw Ole Miss made an injury change to Chambliss. What's his first name?
Trinidad
Chambliss. So what we saw in the playoff was 12 teams. One of them had a quarterback that did not plan to start in the beginning of the season, start week 1. This year, the playoff is going to include 2 quarterbacks that did not start week 1. Bold prediction.
So this includes injuries or just benched year out. Either way.
Any way it goes. Yeah, we got 12 teams coming, and I say that. So now you got Alabama. Keelan Russell's going to start. This just in.
Yes.
Keelan Russell's named the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Very easily, he could be supplanted.
Yep.
Same thing in Tennessee. If Tennessee ends up making a playoff,
Max on his heels, George McIntyre's on phase.
Throw in
absolutely.
Yep. Throw in an injury in there, and I say we see the trend bump up a notch this year.
Yeah. Sam Levitt could go down. Hudson Longstreet could sub back up. I could.
And programs are just a little deeper. Programs are just they have a backup quarterback. They're not going to roll out somebody with a broken foot just because he's their only guy.
The only concern for me with that take is how much bleeding will that first quarterback go? Like if they lose, like the Austin Simmons to Trinidad transition was seamless. You know, Ole Miss was kind of a fringe playoff game anyway, and then Trinidad took off. Like if let's just say for hypothetical, let's say I'm right about Arch Manning and he bombs for 3-4 games, they might get knocked out of the playoffs before the backup can get them back in. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's why I like that bold prediction. It's particularly bold. 2 bold non-week 1 quarterbacks in the playoffs. I like that. Good stuff. All right, Mark, what you got number 2?
Bill Belichick will be a special assistant to some NFL's defensive team by Christmas.
Yes. I love it. I love it.
He is kicked out of North Carolina, and he is a special assistant to like Sean McVay in LA or something.
I toyed with the same prediction. I love that.
Does Jordan take the interim tag? Does she get to coach the team until they hire somebody else?
I'll tell you what, it's been so nice not to hear anything about those two so far. But if I'm hearing about them again, hopefully it's an unemployment line.
You just get ready.
Love it. All right, number 3, Alabama, my favorite team. Everybody knows that. Alabama is going to lose 4 straight games.
Wow.
4 straight. Ooh. Georgia, Tennessee, A&M, LSU. I'm going to tell you why. Last year, Kalen DeBoer's team, for as good as they were, they couldn't do 2 things. They couldn't run the ball, and they couldn't stop the run. They were soft. It was I couldn't believe my eyes. This is the most un-Saban-like Bama teams I've ever seen. Alabama is known for blue chip signature violence at the offensive line, defensive line, pushing guys around all the time, creating big lanes. Derrick Henry, you name it. And the string of just high top flight running backs, Najee Harris, all those guys. They couldn't do it last year. The running game was terrible. They lost their entire offensive line. They're bringing back 1 starter. Mm-hmm. They lost a first-round quarterback. I'm as high as anybody on Keelan Russell. I think he's a phenomenal prospect, but you tell me you got a worse offensive line and a worse quarterback, you're going to get better at running the ball? I don't think so. In the SEC, you have to run the ball You have to punch with the mouth consistently, especially when you're talking about playing physically just in strenuous games, game after game like that. Alabama is soft, S-O-F-T, soft, and they're going to pay for it. They're going to lose 4 straight, 2026.
Four's a lot
A
in
lot
a
of losers.
in a whole season.
Yeah, they're gonna lose
It's a
in
lot
a
in a
row. In a
row.
row.
Bold,
It's gonna be an
baby.
awful Halloween season for down in
I love it.
Tuscaloosa.
There's gonna be a lot of happy people in Louisiana.
That's true.
I bet it brought you great joy to make that bold prediction,
I did
Michael.
like it. I did like it.
All right, I got next one. So one of my favorite parts of Saturday is just 9 a.m. college game day. And so we are seeing Corso is not on the bench anymore.
Yep.
Unfortunate. He's the absolute GOAT. And you gotta suffer Pat McAfee now and all of his shenanigans. And what Pat McAfee loves to do is get up there and some point rip his shirt off.
Yep.
Go totally tarps off.
Yep.
So my bold prediction was Pat McAfee is gonna get somebody else to take their shirt off, and the over line is 1.5. Because last year he had Coach Dan Lanning go tarps off on college game day and went shirtless. Well, when I looked into it a little bit farther, I got to be honest. Aaron Donald also did the same thing last year. There were 2 college game day guests who went on there and went shirtless. This year, my bold prediction, over 2.5.
Over 2. Is that week 1? You said week 1?
No. The whole season.
Whole season, there will be one show where more than 2.5 shows get.
No, the whole season. There's
Whole season.
more than 2. Yeah,
More
whole
2.
season we will have over 2.5 guests.
I'm hitting that over. I
Is
love
that yeah? Is that number even like reasonable? It was 2 people last year.
Yeah,
it was Aaron Donald.
And
it was Coach Dan Lanning.
Oh, this doesn't count McAfee.
This doesn't count McAfee.
Okay, yeah, I think it's
somebody besides
it's
McAfee.
Okay, good take. I do think it'll hit. I do think it'll hit, but it's a good take.
There you go. At least 3 people.
All right, Mark, to finish out strong. Let's do one more.
Vanderbilt is back as the doormat of the SEC this year.
Oh, you are selling
Pavia.
Curtis stock. Go ahead.
Yeah, Pavia couldn't even make the mini camp in Baltimore.
Correct.
And I think Vanderbilt, I think he was the offense. Their coach is defensive minded. I think Pavia did a great job of leading them, but I think they're back to earth. They haven't had a winning. There's their first 10-game winning season ever.
Yep.
Yeah, they're back to the basement, baby.
So what's the line that you're drawing?
The worst team.
You say
Oh yeah, no, they'll be the worst
worst
team in the SEC. Worst?
The worst
conference
team.
record.
Okay.
The worst conference record in the SEC.
I got you.
So my only counter arguments. I don't hate it. They're starting over. They lost Eli Stowers, their second round tight end, who's really awesome.
Yeah, loved him.
Yeah, he's great. They lost most of their defense, a lot of wideouts. Obviously, Diego Pavia was so good for playing off script and doing things, and he was one of one. He's not NFL talent, but he is a one of one college quarterback. Did great things at Vanderbilt, including beating my beloved Tigers. A couple of things. One, I will say, I really think Arkansas would be that team. Arkansas is so bad. So it's gonna be tough to worst them, but they have a chance. And I also really like Clark Lee. Clark Lee, I think is the right.
Oh.
I really do think he's a good coach for that school. But I mean, Jared Curtis, the true freshman, is going to take a lot of shots behind that offensive line. I have no idea who he's throwing the ball to. He does not have a safety valve like he used to. So it's going to be tough sledding in Nashville. But at least the bars are fun. So that's cool.
All right, this is a little spicy because here's what Vegas says. So the bottom 3 teams in the SEC as far as win totals, 4.5 is the win total line for Arkansas, Kentucky, and Mississippi State.
Yeah.
Vanderbilt 5.5.
Yeah.
So they're predicted 4th fewest wins, but it's hard to be worse than Arkansas and Kentucky.
Yeah.
We'll have to remind ourselves of this on October 17th when Arkansas visits Vanderbilt.
That's true.
And
this game is going to be at stake. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'll have a Razorbacks jersey on or something. So
that's the title. All right, let's keep it moving. All right, we're going to talk about coaches. So obviously, coaches are kind of the predominant force in college football. People who that may have a tremendous influence on these squads. Teams kind of go high or low based on them. So we are at the precipice. We are the tipping point for a lot of programs. We're going to talk about 2 questions. 1, who's the first coach fired? And 2, who's the first coach on the hot seat that's going to have such a good season they get themselves off. So let's start with who's going to be the first coach fired. And for this experience, we're keeping it just to the Power Four conferences. I'm gonna go ahead. Anybody want to start?
I will go first.
All right, hit me.
Hit it.
By Halloween, Mike Norvell of Florida State
Yeah, mine
will
too.
be fired.
Yep.
Me
I
too.
mean, you look at
It's
their
unanimous.
All three of us
It's
took Norvell?
unanimous.
Oh, did we really?
Number
look,
one.
right. So first week they have New Mexico State win. Then they're hosting SMU on Monday night, Labor Day weekend. They're going to lose on national television.
Yep.
Then they're going to Alabama. Was that one of the 4 losses you had in a row for them? Or
No.
Okay.
Keep going.
Then they have a cupcake against Central Arkansas. But then they host UVA, which I think they'll lose. They're at Louisville, who we know is going to be better this year. And then, like I said, Clemson's going to go to the playoffs, and they're going to beat them. They'll be 3-5 by Halloween, and he will be unemployed.
His buyouts come way down as well. Like I know Florida State has money problems. I know they've got some real challenges. They still have Deuce Robinson, who's one of the best wide receivers.
Oh my God,
we watched him catch a touchdown pass 8 feet in front of us in Charlottesville last year. He's still there, but I have no faith in Ashton Daniels, who's the Auburn backup wash around. Like he is not a good quarterback. So yeah, for me, this was an easy decision. I wanted to say DeBoer just because of my 4-game losing streak call. That would have been the one, but Norvell's going to be gone before that happens. So that's why, yeah.
I figured we all had the same one. That's why I wanted to go first.
Yeah, it's really just the week. That's the real discussion. Like, which week is it? And I bet the people who are making big decisions in Florida State's front offices are just chomping at the bit, just tapping their toes.
Yeah, they're fundraising right now. They are passing around a hat. See who's got what. Let's go ahead and get this over with.
Yeah.
Wow, unbelievable. We are out, man. Hope we don't know any Florida State fans, do we? Jesus, it's tough.
All right, so I'll jump in with another pretty obvious. Belichick gone.
You don't
gone.
No faith in the. Okay.
I don't, and I think Mark's exactly right. He's going to be honestly collecting a paycheck in the NFL before Christmas.
Go ahead.
They recently fired Lombardi, who was in as their GM. Something's going on at UNC right now, and I don't think it's a good thing. Sorry,
I think UNC was such a circus last year. It can't be worse. So I don't think. I mean, obviously the Jordan stuff's gotten real quiet. I'll say a couple things that I like about UNC. I'm not as bearish, I should say, as you are. Last year, the last 7 games, the defense plays well. They did lose that linebacker trio, which was really, really good, but they still have. I mean, like you said analysts, you said defensive analysts for a reason. The man knows what a defense is supposed to look like. I think he's going to have that. On the offensive side, you've got super 25th year quarterback Billy Edwards, who is nobody's first choice. He had a good year at Maryland, went to Wisconsin, couldn't stay healthy, back at UNC. If you get the right version out of him, and the guy who's going to do that, their offensive coordinator, that would be one motorcycle riding Bobby Petrino, who's an offensive savant. Like you could squint, you could see it. A defense that'll be in the right position, play sound defense. I think they're going to have that. A healthy Billy Edwards with Bobby Petrino running the offense. I don't know. Like you're not telling, like I'm not saying they're going to the ACC championship, but like I could see a world where UNC isn't a total tire fire. I can see it. I can see
also that the UNC is just embarrassed. They're kind of a laughing stock at this point about the whole Belichick thing. That the sooner they cut ties with him, the better, I think, as far as their PR.
Yeah, but winning, I'll tell you one thing that cures a lot of ills: winning. He strings together a couple W's. He might get himself out of there. All right, I'm gonna go on the other side. We're talking about coaches that are gonna do better. They are on the hot seat now, and things they're gonna see the light. Then they're gonna turn the corner. I'll start. Luke Fickell, Wisconsin. I am bullish on the Badgers this year. Love Colton Joseph, the quarterback transfer from Old Dominion University. They have ditched the air raid. I think they were calling it the dairy raid, whatever that gimmicky pass first offense, getting back to a running game. Abu Sama's a good back. They play good defense. They were top 25 defense. Their schedule was insanely brutal. They get a much better schedule this year. And lastly, and the thing that nobody really talks about, they had a top 25 defense last year, despite being on their 5th string quarterback and their 9th string receiver. They played good defense all year. They're going to do that again. Better quarterback, better scheme, better schedule, better health. Give me Wisconsin. Bullish on the Badgers.
I got that as well, and I want to take a quick shout-out break. My wife, I said when I was coming up to do the pod, she was like, "Oh, I got a bold prediction for you. Wisconsin, Badgers, national champs.
Love
Put
it.
it on the pod. So
There it
shout
is.
out to Abs. You heard it
Yeah,
here first.
that's right.
Go Badgers.
Go
Another
Badgers.
shout out. I got Anna Moncure, Brian Muncie, friends of the podcast,
Hey, Al.
as the guest koozie today.
Love
So
it.
shout out Anna Bear and Brian.
I'm
All right.
not legally allowed to support any Wisconsin sports, so I can't.
All right, who's next? Coaches, coach on the comeback. Who you got?
All right. I got Shane Beamer, South Carolina.
Yep.
Now, last year they won 4 games, maybe a little bit of a downshirt,
Yep.
but all right. Lenore Sellers has nothing to do but work at the driving range. We're not going to any classes this year. I think it's the second year of Art Briles' son as the offensive coordinator.
Kendall Briles,
And
yep.
I love David Boston or Alshon Jeffrey version 2.0, Nick Harbor, the wide receiver.
Yeah.
That dude is a man among boys out there. I love watching him. And now, I don't think they're going to make the playoffs, but I think Beamer's going to do enough that they're going to keep him around. And they're going to try. Now, he said in a press conference last week, it's playoffs or bust, but I think he's got a little bit more there. They're a playoff, or I'm sorry, they're a bowl-worthy team this year.
So this was my if I didn't pick Wisconsin, I was going to pick South Carolina. Look, they've got a potential superstar at 3 of the 4 top positions. Nick Harbor, Lenore Sellers, and Dylan Stewart, who's probably the first, either him or Colin Simmons from Texas, probably the first defensive end off the board. They totally revamped the offensive line. They got a whole bunch of new transfers. They had probably the worst offensive line in the SEC last year, which is really saying something. Those are bad teams with offensive lines. So Lenore Sellers should be upright. If he has time, if he can move the ball, I mean, you've got superstars at a receiver, superstar defensive end, superstar quarterback. Like, they've got some ingredients. I'm not saying they're a complete roster like Georgia or Texas, but there's a lot to like about South Carolina. So if I didn't pick Wisconsin, I was going to take South Carolina as well.
100%. Totally agree. I'll move to West Coast and just say Lincoln Riley works himself off of this list. He is talked about on these lists right now. He's absolutely going to come through in a very competitive and difficult Big Ten and, make everybody very happy with 9 wins or so for USC.
Yeah, will they be happy with 9 wins at USC though? Like, I think their expectations are unrealistically
Big
high.
Big Ten is the class of the country now. So
true.
they say.
It's true. He does live on these lists. He's always there because he never figures out defense. They hired Gary Patterson, the former TCU legend who was there for a jillion years and always had a pretty good defense. I thought I was sad to see D'Anton Lynn go back to Penn State, but that's his alma mater. Of course, he's going to go back there. Gary Patterson is a good DC. I mean, for Lincoln Riley, it's the same story as always. Figure out defense, and the sky's the limit. Otherwise, the limit is 8-9 wins. There it is. You're hitting it every time. So
I think they'll be really happy in Southern Cal this year.
I hope you're right on that one. Football's better when USC is super competitive.
Absolutely. Yep.
All right, we're going to do a quick Power 4 conference draft. Here's how it's going to work. We're going to talk about teams that we think are going to make it to the conference championship games. But instead of picking the same teams like we all just picked Norvell, we're doing it like a fantasy draft. So I'll have the first pick, Mark on the second, Darren third, fourth, Mark fifth, sixth. That way we can kind of talk about more and more teams. We'll assign a point if they make it to that based on their seating. So if Oregon is the first pick, they'll go 1, and Penn State's the 6th, they'll get 6 points. We'll kind of score it accordingly, and then we'll pick our conference champions. Does anybody care which conference we start with?
Big Ten.
Big Ten. Darren, you called it first. I'm gonna let you be the 1 seed, and we'll go up. You will go Darren. You go 1, Mark 2, me 3, 4, and then we'll switch after that. What do you got?
Number 1, baby. One of the top 2 programs in the whole country. Oregon Ducks.
Yep.
Oregon Ducks. I think they've got it top to bottom. I love Notre Dame and I love Oregon this year. So give me Oregon. Mark.
I'm going to go with the national champions from last year, the Indiana Hoosiers.
Yep. Absolutely. I'm going to take, I think there's a big 3 in the Big Ten that is just a cut above, and they're in the top 7 leagues of the country. Out of necessity, I will take Ohio State with my unsurprising 3rd pick. For my 4th pick, I'm going to take Penn State. I actually think they are worse than UW, Michigan, and USC. I think their schedule is friendlier. I think we're going to be talking about a potentially 11-1, 10-2, kind of fraudulent Penn State. I think they're going to backdoor their way in there. So give me Penn State as my 4th pick. I got Ohio State, Penn State. Mark, what do you have for your 5th pick?
Love that.
Do I get any bonus points if I go with my homer team of the Iowa Hawkeyes?
Good. Nice pat on the back. I don't see why.
All right. You know what? I'm going to take Iowa. I'm on the Iowa
Yeah.
bandwagon this year. I've been watching them this week. We almost beat Oregon last year on a rainy night. We were just like one minor field goal slip away from that victory. And there was another game earlier in the year where they were competitive. I think Penn State, or maybe they destroyed Penn State. Regardless, I think that team is good, and I'm gonna stick with my homer bet. I'm gonna
There
go
you
with
go.
the Iowa Hawkeyes.
Good
Go
stuff.
Hawkeyes.
What do you got,
All
Darren?
right, I'm
Wrap
just
us
gonna
up.
go. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up with chalk. I'm gonna go Michigan Wolverines.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you
I
were gonna go
think they
USC after that
I
last
think they're
one.
ready. I think I love coach. Love our new
Kyle
coach.
Whittingham, Utah.
Whittingham. Love I think he's
Ooh.
gonna do great with Bryce Underwood's gonna run.
Yep. Yep. Like that. And your conference championship, Darren, you said Oregon.
Oregon.
Oregon. Mark, what you got? Conference champ.
Indiana.
Indiana. I'm gonna say Oregon as well. I think they're a flawless team. I think Oregon's with them.
Mm.
All right, let's do the Big 12. Mark, you'll go first this time, and I'll go second. Mark and Darren, you go third, fourth, and we'll do that way. Mark, Big 12. Who you got?
So last time I picked with my heart. This one I'm gonna pick with my head, and I'm going Texas Tech.
Can't blame you for that. Good stuff. I'm going to go with the Houston Cougars. This is Willie Fritz. This is Mekhi Hughes coming back. Connor Weigman can put it together. Do not sleep on the Cougars. I think Willie Fritz is quietly, maybe not so quietly, the best G6 quarterback. I'm sorry, G6 coach. I think you'll be looking at him for make the P4 leap next year. So give me Houston. Oh, sorry, a bigger P4 jump. Excuse me.
All right, I'm picking third and I actually get my number one pick, BYU. Give me BYU. I think they got the coach quarterback combination. Returners go what the heck are they? Cougars or something?
Cougars, that's right. BYU Cougars.
Are there like three or four Cougars in the Big 12?
There's
Anyway.
Houston, yes, a lot of cats.
So give me BYU and also give me K-State.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, new coach has been head coach in waiting for a very long time. It's
Yep.
seamless head coach transition. And they got their QB for the fourth year or something, so they're ready.
Colin Klein's
They
been
opened the
off.
new stadium this year. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Colin Klein's been an outstanding offensive coach for a long time. Obviously, he was a quarterback at K-State back in the day. Was on Mike Elko's staff at Texas A&M. Did a wonderful thing with Marcel Reed. I think he's going to unlock Avery Johnson. I really do
Right.
think K-State has a really high ceiling for that. So I like that pick as well. I'm going to go. I kind of called my shot about Okie State. Okie State, other team on my bold prediction. I'll stick with them. Give me Drew Mestamaker, Mike of New York. I'll go Okie State. And finish this out. Who's the last squad for you?
I'm gonna take the last crumbs you've left on the table with Utah.
Utah. Love it.
Utah right now at plus 900 to win the conference.
That's not
But
bad.
Yeah.
close enough.
All right, Mark. Who got win the whole conference?
Texas Tech.
Yep, Darren.
BYU.
BYU. I'm gonna go Texas Tech as well. I just can't get away from them. Too much talent. Hopefully, it's my Houston Cougars. Might be Texas Tech. All right, let's jump to the ACC. I believe it's my turn to go first, so I'll take the first one. One of the teams I'm super high on this year, Miami. Nothing about the U. They are just rolling right now. I'm gonna talk about Darian Mentz a little bit later. Cooper Barcade, the other Duke transfer. Give me the Canes. So I think Darren, you're second.
Yeah. I'm gonna go Louisville.
Louisville.
Yeah. Louisville, and I hope my next pick waits for me at the fifth spot.
We'll find out. Mark, you get 3 and 4.
All right, 3 will take SMU,
Mm-hmm.
and 4 I'm gonna steal Darren's Virginia Tech Hokies.
Man,
I knew
come
you were
on.
going there. I knew you were going there.
My
James
Hokies.
Franklin's in town. Brett Fry's now on defense where he should have been all along.
It's so wide open.
Transfers. Oh.
Yeah, it's so wide open as to who's going to play Miami.
Yep.
So one more spot.
Yep.
Oh man, this is tough. I'm gonna go with Dabo and the Tigers though.
Good stuff.
Clemson.
I'll take the Wahoos, the other homer time. I like UVA. I like what they're doing on offense. One of the best offensive lines in the I saw a pretty generous schedule again for UVA. So they avoid a lot of the big dogs. So I'm gonna say UVA as my last squad. Conference winner, I'm taking Miami. I just can't see any. I think they're miles apart, unfortunately, from everybody else. Maybe Louisville, but give me Miami.
I got to go Miami too. I hate it, but whatever.
Yep.
I don't necessarily like Miami, and I did a lot of Louisville research when I was picking between them and Iowa, and I think I'm going to go Louisville to win the ACC.
There you
Very
go.
nice.
Thank
Very
you.
nice. Way to zag. Way to zag. You can zag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Good
having
stuff.
some cojones that I
Good
don't.
stuff. Exactly. All right. Last, certainly not least, the SEC, Southeastern Conference. Who went first? Darren, you went first the first time. So I think you're first, Mark second, I'm third, fourth.
Let's do it.
Yep. Heavy.
Give me Bulldogs. UGA.
Yeah.
Gotta go. Gotta chalk.
Loaded.
I can't let Mike have his own team. I'm going LSU.
Why'd you?
There.
Man, you are a spoiler.
Because they talk so. I mean, dude, look where you're at. Look who you've got. Sam Levitt. You've got Kiffin. I don't need to explain it to you.
It's true.
I think you guys are going to be good this year and probably going to watch every single game. So.
All right, I am third and fourth. Give me Oklahoma. I think they're got the best defense in the country
Love
potentially,
it.
and I think John Mateer is a healthy injury. Isaiah Satania is a phenomenal wide receiver. They've got some really nice tight end pieces. I think Oklahoma has some real sleeper potential. Other than that, I'm gonna go Ole Miss. Kawan Lacey and Trinidad Chambliss, probably the best backfield in the country. So I'll take Oklahoma and Ole Miss. Mark your fifth.
Texas, baby. Archie. I mean,
terrible pick.
I'm just here to get it. I'll take your team, and then I'll go with the team you think is going to lose. I'm going the exact opposite of everything you had.
I gotta go. Gosh, I gotta go Alabama. I'll take Bama. Loved your bowl prediction, but they might just string 10 wins together too.
Who you got win the conference, Mr. Stebbin?
Let me see. Do I want to go chalk Georgia? Do I want to go? I'm gonna do it too. I'll take LSU.
Hey, well, how about that?
They're ready to pounce.
What do you got, Mark?
I agree. I'd go LSU also.
You guys, so nice of you.
Do it, yeah.
I'm taking Georgia. They win the conference every year. It's like 3 of the last 4 until Georgia loses. I'm assuming I don't even care. I want the LSU in the playoff. Whoever wins the SEC, it's gonna be Georgia until it's not Georgia. That's where I am with the Bulldogs. They just always win. All right, good stuff. Let's talk about G6. As you know, there'll be one automatic berth for the G6. I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna go UNLV. I think what Dan Mullen's former Mississippi State coach doing is, I think, the best coach at that level right now. I think they're phenomenal. Clicking on all cylinders. Give me UNLV to earn the G6 spot.
Mark, go ahead.
UNLV is where I wanted to go, but I think I'm going to end up going JMU. Billy Napier's going there. They made it last year.
Why not do it again?
Yeah, I think Napier's a good coach. It's just Florida was a little bit too much for him, but he was really good. Wasn't he the Raging Cajuns before then?
Yes, he was. UL.
Yeah, sure. So he's really good in that era or that group of 6, and I think he'll be an elite coach there.
The cupboard is hardly bare. George Pettaway is an outstanding running back. The defense is going to be loaded again. A little suspect on what Napier's going to be able to do with that quarterback, but when you're playing the Sun Belt, and you can run the ball and play defense, usually wins you a lot of games. So I don't hate that at all. Darren, who's your G6 candidate?
Chalk pick is Boise, but I think I'm going to go with Navy. I think I'm going to say that the selection committee at the rankers at the end of the season are going to say Navy did a better job in a harder conference, beat some better teams, and if they can go 11 wins, and Boise has 11 wins in the stupid pack or whatever.
Yep.
Navy gets the nod.
Okay.
Pack 8.
For our listeners at home, Boise State is absolutely the chalk pick. They are the Vegas favorite of the G6 to make the team. So it's cool that none of us went there. I like that. Good for y'all for being bold. I love that. Good stuff. All right, let's talk about the national championship. Give me your winner and your runner-up.
Give me, 2 teams, Notre Dame, Oregon. Notre Dame, Oregon.
Who's winning?
Oh, that is the question. Give me Notre Dame.
Okay, love it.
Perfect season.
Yep. What you got, Mark?
Notre Dame over Georgia.
Notre Dame over Georgia. Love that for you. Good stuff. I am going Oregon over my beloved Tigers. LSU is not going to win the. We're going to win when it matters. We're not going to win the SEC. That's just what Georgia does. We're going to get 9-3, 10-2. We're going to get in. We're going to go on an Ole Miss type 2025 run all the way to the playoffs, and then we're going to run into Oregon, which is an NFL light squad. We're going to lose in a squeaker to the
Yep.
Ducks. Ducks get it back. Last time Oregon played LSU was 2011. Darren, you and I watched that at Myrtle Beach at a certain Buffalo Wild Wings at a certain bachelor party. I almost got kicked out of that place. That game went our way. Went for the Tigers. I think it's going to go for the Ducks in 2026.
Myrtle Beach.
All right, let's talk about some hardware. So obviously we're talking about the Heisman, the granddaddy of them all, the most important trophy. We're going to do 2 picks. We're going to do one of kind of the chalkish picks. We have a list of the 10 top odds. I'll just rattle them off real quick. CJ Carr, Arch Manning, Trinidad Chambliss, Dante Moore, Julian Sayin, Darian Mensah, Josh Hoover, Jeremiah Smith, Gunnar Stockton, Sam Levitt, John Mateer. All quarterbacks except for Jeremiah Smith from Ohio State. So we're going to do one of those kind of chalk picks, and then we're going to do one long shot if you're really feeling frisky and you want to put some money down, a few shekels, see if you can hit the jackpot. Do that as well. Anybody want to lead off with their chalk pick?
Josh Hoover, Indiana.
Josh Hoover, Indiana. Tell me why.
I mean, he was the greatest quarterback in Texas last year, and now he's with Kurtz and Getty and there in Indiana. Like Fernando Mendoza, when we talked about this last year, and not a single one of us chose Fernando Mendoza, and we chose 5 Heisman Trophy candidates last year. So 15 people were chosen, and Mendoza wasn't selected by any of us at this point. I'm sticking with at least the Indiana quarterback, who was the greatest college football quarterback in Texas last year.
You reminded me,
the guru, Mike Wade.
You reminded me of how foolish I felt all year last year for doubting Indiana. You know, the year before I had my doubts, and then in the playoff I was justified or whatever. But last year I thought Indiana's going to get exposed. They're going to blow it. They're going to show that they're not big enough, not strong enough against these big teams. Never happened. Never lost a game, and I looked foolish. Round about week 10, 11, like into November, is when I finally said, okay, they're for real. Cignetti's the real deal. Mendoza, he was a Cal Bear just a year ago, but he's the real, I finally flipped my mind. But it took until then, and I don't think I'll ever doubt him again, so I won't doubt you.
There you have it.
What do you have, Darren?
Give me chalk at the top. Go CJ Carr. I'm riding Notre Dame hard this year. He's the absolute odds-on favorite. He looked so good last year, throwing long balls. They're just ready to explode. I really like their receiver Greathouse as well.
Yep.
He's just one of those guys like Mekhi Lemon last year, just always seems to be open and come up with the ball against any odds, beating triple coverage. That's just what Notre Dame and CJ Carr are going to do this year. And so I think he's just going to put up, historic points.
It helps CJ Carr's Heisman candidacy, the fact they don't have Jadarian Price and Jeremiah Love handoff. They are going to expect him to handle more. I'm not saying Notre Dame's not going to run the ball. Notre Dame is going to run the ball. They have one of the best offensive line in college football this year. Their second string offensive line would be top 10, top 20. Very, 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 very good up front. They're going to run the ball, but CJ Carr is going to be asked and expected to carry more of the load. And obviously being on national television on the NBC every week is going to help
all the time.
So absolutely. I like that pick. I don't hate it at all. And he is the odds on favorite for now, for good reason. I'm going Darian Mensah at Miami. I think everyone's sleeping on this guy. I don't think anybody watched him at Tulane 2 years ago. I don't think anybody really watched him at Duke last year. He is awesome. The fact that he's going to Miami, he's going to a fabulous situation. Mark Fletcher, the running back, Malachi Tony, the most electric receiver in space college football. Cooper Barkate, the transfer from Duke's coming with him, one of his besties, guys he's already thrown a lot of balls to. They're going to have a defense for days. They're also the Miami. It's the U. You talk about prestige, you talk about attention. Nothing's hotter in Miami than the U. So I think he's going to have more attention. I don't think people realize how good he is until he plays for Miami on a big stage. I think they're going to go, unfortunately, to South Bend and beat your beloved Irish. So give me Darian Mensah as my chalk Heisman pick. All right, let's do some moonshots. So these are that are way down the list in the 30, 40, 50s. Obviously, the Heisman, everybody in college football is eligible. So we're talking about guys way outside kind of the set Heisman top horses. I'm going to go with Byram Brown, who you can get at about 65-1. This is the quarterback from Auburn University. He came over with Alex Golish from South Florida, brought a lot of South Florida key players with him. Auburn always has a good defense. They always play their hearts out, even though when they're outgunned. Alex Golesh is a very good offensive player. Byron Brown's going to be asked to carry a lot. If they have the season that I think he's capable of, it's all going to go through Byron Brown. So if you're looking at if Auburn somehow exceeds expectations and they have some superstars on defense, especially linebacker core, like if they figure things out and they go 10-2, 11-1, they get the playoff, it's going to be because Byron Brown became Superman, Cam Newton light again. So I'll take a moonshot on Auburn's quarterback Byron Brown.
He looked so good last year. As
Yeah.
we got the pleasure of seeing some South Florida Bulls games on TV last year. They made a lot of noise because of him. I mean,
Yep.
he's just like Magic Man.
Yep.
Looked like Lenora Sellers did when we were all excited about him.
Yep.
Yeah, love Auburn this year. Is at least for like a go get 'em champ sort of squad.
They're over under win totals like 6.5. So no one's expecting
Right.
to do much. So
Right.
like I said, so if they go from 6.5 to 10-2, 11-1, it's because Byron Brown had an out-of-body experience for 3.5 months.
At least it's going to be
and
super
it could
cool.
happen.
Yeah, at least the Iron Bowl is going to be nice again.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. One team's able to run the ball, and it's not Alabama.
Yeah.
All right. Give me a
Mark, who else you got?
I mentioned his name earlier because I love the man. He is 6'5", 239, wide receiver from South Carolina. And right now, if I put down $4, I win 1,000 at +150.
Yes.
I'm going Nick Harbor, wide receiver, South Carolina. Like, obviously, if he's that good, Lenore Sellers is going to take the Heisman from him. But dude's a stud.
Yeah. He is a stud. He's obviously the combine freak. Off the charts, just every possible measure. Kudos for picking a non-quarterback, because this is the year I would bet my life it's going to be a quarterback. There are so many quarterback. This is going to be a quarterback heavy year with just talent everywhere. So kudos for you for taking a shot on somebody way out there. And I mean, if Nick Harbor blows up, catches, I mean, what would have to happen? 1,500 yards, 1,400 yard type season. He'd have to catch
15 touchdowns plus.
Double have to be. What was Devonta? Can somebody quickly pull up 2020? What was Devonta Smith? The last non-quarterback to win the Heisman was the Alabama receiver during the COVID year when they were playing into the empty stands. What was Devonta Smith Heisman campaign wide receiver numbers? Anybody have
117 receptions.
Ooh, it's a lot of balls.
1,856 yards, 23 touchdowns.
Oh my God. I said 1,500. I didn't realize he had 1,800. Holy smokes. Okay. So I was wrong. It's going to take 1,800 yards.
But you also consider he ran for a touchdown and he had a punt return for a touchdown too.
And I think they only played 10 games that year too. I might be wrong about that part.
Goodness gracious.
I think I think that was the no conference championship. So Nick Harbor, there's your target. Receive for 2,000 yards in 12 games. Good luck.
Great moonshot, Mark. While we're talking about wide receivers, I gotta say it's tough to go chalk with CJ Carr. I got to do it in the picking moment, but like I love Jeremiah Smith on this top 10 list as well. Yep. For 3 years, this will be the third year that people are putting his name in the sentence with best player in college football.
Yes.
He's been talked about like that for 3 years now.
Yeah.
So love Jeremiah Smith. I agree with what you said, Mike, and all the quarterback love and Darian Mensah and these guys are gonna flash. Jeremiah Smith though is just gonna he's gonna leave no doubt, I think, and say greatest player in college football finally for his third year. But he's not on my moonshot list. I got to go with another receiver. Might just be as good as him, Malachi Toney.
Yeah, that's my guy.
Bro.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm put it together. Darian Mensah, your pick, my pick, Malachi Toney. It's just they're going to be unstoppable. It's absolute terrible news that they're in the ACC and we got to play them in Miami. It's going to be brutal. And Malachi is one of those guys as well. I love to talk about, like, doesn't matter how many people are covering him. They could put 2 safeties on the over top and 4 underneath. He's going to come up with the ball and he's going to run for 25 more yards afterwards.
Yep.
He's just an absolute magic man. So love to watch him play.
I know this isn't a fantasy football podcast, but in college football fantasy, the top 2-3 picks, generally speaking, in most fantasy football leagues, which are limited to P4, Jeremiah Smith, Malachi Toney, and Quan Lacey. So if you're looking for 3 guys that are going to rack up big stats, the smart people in the room seem to think those 3 guys have the capability of really jacking it up. So if you want to put if you can't do it in Virginia, if you are listening to this podcast outside the state of Virginia and you want to put a Heisman bet, there are some tips for you. All right, cool. Let's keep it rolling. Next category. We are looking at teams that are in the top 10 currently that will finish the season unranked. This has happened multiple times. Last year, everybody got it right. Clemson, LSU, and Penn State, all in the top 10, all fell out. The year before, Florida State. Remember Florida State coming off that monumental year, bottomed out, lost to Georgia Tech overseas in Dublin opening week, and just pretty much went sideways ever since.
Brutal.
Top 10 right now. Ohio State, Oregon, Georgia, Notre Dame, Texas, Indiana, Miami, Texas A&M, Ole Miss, and Oklahoma. Of these 10 squads, Darren Studman, which one of these is going to finish the season unranked?
Man, this is so crazy, but I'm going to go with Texas. I mean, they just might. I mean, I honestly feel like their roster is a top 10 roster,
Sure.
but that means they might still lose 5 games.
Their schedule is unbelievable.
It's outrageous.
Is outrageous. I can't wait to watch it. That's a non-Texas fan, but it is outrageous.
Losing week 2 to Ohio State, very real possibility.
Absolutely.
You know, being 2-2 and questioning Arch Manning, very real possibility.
Yeah.
So I got to go Texas. And if you ask me in 10 minutes, I might tell you that they're going to play for the national championship. I don't know. They're built for both.
Yeah.
Their schedule is built for, for getting crushed.
Mark, you got?
Ole Miss. I think Lane Kiffin leaving and Pete Golding taking over. This is his first time as a head coach. I don't believe in Trinidad. Was it Chambliss?
Trinidad Chambliss, correct.
I'm not a big believer in him. And there's some games in there. They're going to play Texas in late October. Then they're going to Auburn, which they'll win. But then it's Georgia and Oklahoma to close out the season. I just foresee them fall into, I don't know, maybe 7 wins, 8 wins, but definitely dropping out of the top 25.
It's in the cards. It's not, I'm hoping that obviously the Lane Kiffin, and it wasn't just Lane Kiffin, it's also Charlie Weiss, the OC, Kevin Smith, the running back coach, wide receivers coach, a couple of Prince Dumanyayon, JT Duttery, the middle linebacker. We just got their tight end who just transferred from the Cleveland Browns as of like 3 hours ago.
Oh gosh,
They got an NFL tight end.
NFL tight end coming to us. It's a lot of it's a lot of talent and coaching and brain power. So I mean, I think the potential is there. I can absolutely see it. I'm going to go A&M.
It makes perfect sense that Lane Kiffin is like the feather to Chambliss's Dumbo. You know, Chambliss is going to look around the locker room. Is like, where's my coach? Where's Lane? You know, I don't have Kiffin anymore. Oh my God, what do I do? You know, he might freak out like that. And
see it.
Pete Golding's not going to have those answers like Kiffin did.
Yep. I'm going to go A&M. They were really lucky with the scheduling breaks last year. Had a lot of things go that way. They lost. They were pretty shoddy against the run last year. They've lost a lot of talent. They're losing almost their entire offensive line. They've lost with 2 stud linebackers. I think they're going to see big time regression to the mean. They've got a pretty tough schedule, as all SEC teams do, and I think they're playing pretty much all of the big dogs, with the exception of Georgia. I think they're going to be in for a rude awakening. I just don't believe in Marcel Reed. And of course, I already talked about, they lost Colin Klein, who I think is an absolute savant offensive coordinator, now the coach at Kansas State. I think it's going to be too much. So I've got A&M as a team that's going to finish 8-4, which is probably good enough to kick you out of the top 25.
I have to say, if like none of us picked them when we did the SEC, none of us mentioned them.
Yeah.
Other than that, the only time we've brought up to Texas A&M is dropping right now. I do want to look back at this at the end of the year, and if Texas A&M is still like in the top 5, we're definitely totally off on this shit.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and it could happen. All these teams have earned. Listen, it's August. No one has played a second of football yet,
No.
but all of these teams have earned. I mean, I know it's obviously preseason rankings; they haven't mean much, but they're all there for good reason. I mean, all 10 of these teams are, on paper, very good. That's a far cry from doing it on the field and getting W's, but they're all talented. They all have coaching. They all have talent. They all have support. Like you could make a case for any of them. So
they put together some magic last year to beat Notre Dame by a point.
Yeah,
it was like a 42-43 game.
Yeah, on a drop 2-point conversion. That's right. Remember that crazy play?
They came back from how many at South Carolina? Like 30 points in the second half. Something outrageous. I mean, they had the mojo flowing.
Yeah.
for sure.
Exactly.
And at the
And
same time, Elko's the real deal. He knows how to do it.
we shall see. All right. Now we're going to do the inverse. Just about every year, there's been a team that has been unranked that has finished in the top 10. Didn't happen last year. Last year was the first time it hadn't happened in a long time. It was BYU, and they finished 11th. So they were right there on the cusp. The year before that was Arizona State, Cam Scadaboo, Sam Levitt, and the big time receiver blanking right now, the Arizona State experience.
Jordan
So,
Tyson.
yes, thank you. Who is the unranked team that's going to finish the season top 10? Darren, you got?
I got a couple names written down. I'm just gonna mention them as honorable mention. Virginia Tech Hokies gonna
Hey,
get up there and
Ooh,
flirt with the ranking
that'd be
system.
awesome.
But like these are teams that are not gonna get top 10. Navy, midshipmen, Boise State, they might kind of creep up in there. The only team I got that's built for top 10 action is Clemson.
yeah. And
Clemson,
Clemson,
they're playing in one of these not the Big Ten, not SEC conferences,
mm-hmm,
which is where you can do this sort of thing and just come in and blast everybody off.
yeah.
And so Clemson's built for it. I mean, they could honestly go top 10.
Yep.
I was in the same boat as you with Clemson. That's the team I had written down. And I think the biggest thing is the offensive coordinator, Chad Morris. My question is like sometimes you have a great coordinator who's just not cut out to lead a team and be a head coach, but they should stick like the Bud Fosters of the world. Was trying to think like I'm gonna say Charlie Weiss. I thought he was a great offensive coordinator, but not a great head coach. But like Chad Morris is out. He was out last year, which is a little suspect to me. Why he didn't do any coaching, but now he's there as the offensive coordinator. Can he help right the ship for Dabo? Yeah, I predicted earlier they were going to the playoffs, so that's what I was going to say too. Clemson all the way.
We're all cheating a little bit. We're picking the teams just outside the top 25, and I'm going to do no better. I'm picking so Clemson is that would be by votes the 26th ranked team. Well, the Hokies,
Right.
actually, Darren picked the Hokies, which would be about 37,
They're
36.
down
So
there.
Darren's taking a good shot. I'm going to go pretty chalk on this wall. I'm going Florida. Florida,
Mm.
love John Summerall, did a great job at Tulane. Jaden Ball is one of the best running backs in the country. Vernon Brown, Dallas Wilson, phenomenal wide receivers. The biggest thing that no one's talking about, they got Buster Faulkner, the offensive coordinator for Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech, real good on offense these last year for Brent Key and Justin Haynes. I think that is probably my favorite offensive hire of the offseason outside of Lane Kiffin and Charlie Weiss Jr., obviously. Second favorite offensive hire, I'm going to go Buster Faulkner, the offensive coordinator from Georgia Tech, to Florida. Florida has explosive capabilities. They have talent. They have guys. They've got speed on defense and offense. I love what Buster Faulkner was able to do at Georgia Tech. I think he's going to he took Aaron Philo with him, which was I believe Justin Haynes is getting back up at Georgia Tech. So he's got his quarterback who already knows him. He's got John Summerall. He's got the head coach, which is a solid riser. He's got Florida speed and defense everywhere. Florida has a chance to be like Clemson, a team that we have watched win national championships in our lifetime, more than one. They are capable. They are talented. They're one of those teams that should be there, could figure it out. I'm going to got Florida as my team to be in the top 20, top 10 at the end of 2026. My kind of long shot.
They don't play a terribly brutal schedule like they
That's
did
right.
last year. They
Yes.
don't give Alabama.
Yeah.
I mean, they gotta play Georgia and Texas. I don't know. Yeah,
Florida.
they
Yeah.
they'll have the eyes on them on
Yeah.
TV at least.
Florida's schedule last year might go down history as the hardest schedule in college football history. It was insane. Even they're out of conference, Miami, South Florida, like teams that are like pretty darn good. Like they just absolute murderers row. And obviously DJ Lagway just wasn't it. He might be at Baylor. I doubt it, but maybe a second home for him. We'll figure that out. All right, cool. Last category. Obviously, we saved the best for last. It's homer time. So what we're going to talk about just for our homers, we're going to do the 5 teams: LSU, Tennessee, UVA, Virginia Tech, and Iowa, and we're doing the over/under, just win totals, just straight up. Will they get more? Will they get less? Let's start with the top. We'll start with LSU, 8.5 minus 110, so pretty much a flip them. According to Vegas, I'm obviously taking the over. I got LSU going 9-3, 10-2, not win the SEC. That's Georgia making the playoff. Give me over on 8.5 LSU.
Yeah, I got over too. Love it. I'm a believer in Sam Levitt. He did it 2 years ago. He's hungry.
Yep. Mark, you're muted.
Talk to him, Franzen.
Had to kick a little boy out of the room.
Yep.
I think last year Nussmeier's injuries and Brian Kelly just being the head case. I still think that LSU just has the talent,
Yep.
and I think you've got the systems in place. And I've been preaching all day about it, but yeah, definitely over 8.5.
The thing about LSU, I wish I had a more complicated. Obviously, I read and listen to some level of LSU football content every day, year round, and I wish I had a really, if this happens, if this works, if this is how it's going to all together. I hate to be so reductive. It's going to come down to the offensive line, and we're going to know the Clemson game. If Lane Kiffin's offense can get a push off the ball, if they can run their hurry up, that's going to open up Sam Levitt. It's going to open up Trey Green, the All-American tight end. We have a stable of running backs. We have very deep at receiver. On defense, if this defense, which was expected to pitch a shutout, the offense was terrible last year with Garrett Nussmeier's injury, Brian Kelly getting fired, blah, blah, blah. If they don't have to do that, if they're a defense that can be up 14 points, they can pin their ears back and blitz. They can go for interceptions. They can be a step on your throat kind of defense and not be a hold serve kind of defense. It plays into this. If the offensive line works, LSU could be an 11-1, 12-0 type team. If it doesn't, we're 7-5. I really think it's that simple. I think it's good. I think this LSU football team will go the way of the offensive line. So I can't wait to see what we'll do about Clemson. Clemson's got some real players, so we'll get tested about that.
Kiffin's got to figure it out. Fear not.
I think you're right too. Let's talk about the Vols. Vols over 7.5. Way juice the over. So Vegas is paying minus 175, so a bit of juice. Under 7.5, plus 100. Who wants to take the Vols? I'm going to go first.
Man, I got to go under.
Okay.
I got to go under. It's just one of these SEC teams. I like some other schedules, like some other overs, but I got to balance it out with the Vols going under. New quarterback, brutal schedule, and I've been a friend of Mike Benny White, from the podcast for so many years, and it's just been tears. It's just been sadness. The end of the season just doesn't quite go. They had a big win over Alabama a couple years ago,
Yep.
but that was like a one in, yeah, that was that was like a 1 in 20 shot there because there was so many other disappointments. The end of the year just seems to fizzle out, so I got to go under.
Mark, what you got?
What's the number again? Give me that over under.
Over under 7.5, minus 175 to the over, plus 100 to the under. So Vegas seems to think they're under. What you got?
I'd bet the under. Just looking at their games, I think they're going to lose to LSU. I think they're going to lose at Texas A&M. I think they're going to lose at South Carolina. They're going to lose at home against Alabama. And I think they're going to lose at Texas. Like, they have a couple easy games in there, but those are 5 losses. And I think Kentucky's going to put up a fight against them on November 7th. I'd almost say, I don't even think they win 7. I think they only win 6.
I'm gonna take the over. But I'm not, but barely. I don't like the first year starting quarterback Faison Brandon. I think he's a 5-star. He's got potential. I'm a little worried about that. The big offseason high for them, we were talking about Jim Knowles. His defense is complicated. It's not a defense you can step out and play right away. I've got them going. I've loved Deshaun Bishop. He was one of my favorite running backs last year. I think I expect him to get Brandon Staley is amazing on the outside. David Sanders, one of the best offensive linemen in the league. Mike Matthews, another great receiver. They've got the talent, but it's a rough schedule. I've got Tennessee going 8-4, and like you could squint and see 9-3, but I'd rather 7-5 is probably more likely. So I'm over, but just on a hair. But with that juice, I wouldn't bet it. Minus 175. I'm staying away from that. I'm slightly over on the Vols. I'll go 8-4 on the Vols. Virginia Tech, next one on the list. Their over under is 6.5. Also juice way to the over, minus 175. Under 6.5 plus 145. I'll start first. I'm taking way over on Virginia Tech.
Way
6.5
over.
wins, way over. 6.5 wins is just not enough respect for Coach Franklin. That guy is a savant at raising the floor. Everywhere he goes, he raises the floor. And I can't see a world where the Hokies go 6-6. I really like them to go 8-4, 9-3. I think this is an easy over. I am not expecting him. We all have the same questions for Coach Franklin. Can he win the big one? Can he beat Miami in 2 years when Virginia Tech is loaded again, much like Penn State lived through? Those questions are valid, but nobody's talking about him like, can he go 6-6? I'm out on that. So I have the floor raisers of all floor raising coach in Franklin clearing the 6.5 easy.
Absolutely. And Old Dominion has handed us a couple of losses in the recent years. It's been real sad in Blacksburg. But like you said, those days are over. The floor is much higher. We play Old Dominion at home. We have a very, very real chance of VMI, uh, Old Dominion, Maryland, Boston College. That's 4-0.
Should
I
be.
mean, that's not
No.
even close to 3 wins. That's 4-0 right there. And then it's Pittsburgh uh at home and
Yep.
Cal on the road.
That'll
And
be tough. It's a
so
long flight.
yeah, Cal has a little bit of juice. So 5 wins so far. Uh maybe 6. We're already there. Like
Yep.
we're already like flirting with that over 6.5. Georgia Tech at home. And then you got to stretch Clemson, SMU. But then there's Stanford. Don't forget about Stanford at home. So yeah, we're going to
Yeah.
6-5.
Look, I like Davita Pritchard. I think he's the right guy. I love Andrew Luck as the GM. They got some big brains over there, and they got plenty of cash. Stanford will figure it out one day. They might be the worst team in Power Four this year, if not for them or maybe Boston College or Iowa State. But long-term bullish on Stanford, not in 2026.
Yeah. And the people in Blacksburg have said, "Welcome, Coach Franklin. We need you to know one thing: beat Virginia." And so
Yeah.
last game at home in Blacksburg, you got UVA coming. So I
Should be
think
electric.
you're talking about the juice on the over. I think it's like bet the 7.5 or the 8.5 over. I mean, this is a team that could win 8 games, 9 games.
Yep.
I see it. I mean, of course I see it,
I
but
I think they take the over, but I don't think they take it by much.
Okay.
I've watched a lot of Virginia Tech football, and most of the time, and if James Franklin can change the fact that they would play just well enough to win, but they wouldn't blow people out. And the offense struggled for the last 15 years, whether it was Fuente or even in the end of the Frank Beamer era. I mean, great defense, great special teams, struggle on offense. But even when like Tyrod Taylor was there, they would only win like 20-10. They didn't blow people out. And it's can James Franklin take them to that next level where they blow out the Old Dominions? They blow, I mean, obviously they blow out VMI. Just say
They
that,
better.
cross my fingers. But like that Old Dominion, Maryland, Boston College, they should be winning those games by at least 3 touchdowns.
Sure.
And we'll see, but I don't know. I just don't have a lot of faith in Virginia Tech to come out and beat, you know, watching them lose to Old Dominion the last couple of years, it's kind of just taken the wind out of
So
the
scar
sails.
tissue, the scar tissue is still there.
Yeah,
It's
it
not gone
is.
away.
So I really, really hope they go over the 7.5, but I'm thinking
6.5.
maybe
6.5.
oh 6.5. Well, a little more bullish on that, but
Yeah,
easy money,
exactly.
easy
It's just too
money.
low. 6.5 is
Easy
too low
yeah,
for
money.
Virginia
That's
Tech. It's just too
crazy.
low for
Yeah.
Virginia Tech.
yeah. Now
All
they
right.
have to go over that.
They have to go over. All right. UVA over under that one's 7.5 minus 175 juice the over. So again, pretty much the exact same betting line as Tennessee. Vegas is expecting to go over 7.5. Under plus 135.
Give me the
UVA,
under.
go ahead. Tell me why.
Because UVA sucks, period.
Love it. That's a good take. Totally respect it. UVA football. I'm going to go over, but again, just barely. I think 8-4 is right there. They couple things going for them. One of the best offensive lines in the ACC. I've said a couple times and stand by that. They have got some playmakers I really like outside. I love Fisher Kamak. I think Cam Robinson is one of the best linebackers. They have to rebuild pretty much everything else on defense, which I don't love, and they're playing a sneaky good quarterback in NC State when they come to town on week 0. So they're going to have to be kind of ready pretty quickly to get it going. But their schedule otherwise is pretty soft. They no Clemson, no Louisville, no Miami. Easy schedule. I really like that. I think I've kind of I think I'm back in on Tony Elliott after a rough first 3 years. Give me the over. Give me the 8-4, just squeaking by. 8-4.
100% agree with everything Mike just said. I mean, they're not playing anybody good. You have Cal at home. They've got Syracuse. They've got Delaware. How good's West Virginia going to be this year? And that's a neutral site in Charlotte. I see them taking 8. I don't want to say it. I don't like UVA,
Fair.
but we'll be there. We'll be there on this
I
Saturday.
think they win 6. I think they win 6 for sure.
You know, this bet is going to be
Be
set
fair.
week 0. I'm telling you, CJ Bailey is a good quarterback and might be the second or third best quarterback in the ACC. He really is that good. And if he lights up UVA in Charlottesville, and we're all going to in 6 days. That's amazing news. We're gonna look really foolish hitting the over on this one. So we'll yeah. I think it's gonna really gonna set the tone. Any more UVA takes? All right, last one. Let's finish up strong. Iowa, new to the Homer Time family. Welcome, Iowa. Over under 7.5, much like other teams. This one, not as much juice, minus 130. So they're expecting to go over, but not by much. Under 7.5 plus 106. I'll go first because I just got bad news. I'm going under. I think it's going to be just slightly, and really not because I don't like Iowa. I love Phil Parker. I love his defense. I love that tight end. I think he's an All-American as well. Newsflash, Iowa has another All-American tight end. Who saw that coming? They just turn these guys out. What I don't like about Iowa is the schedule. I think Wisconsin is sneaky good. I think Minnesota with Drake Lindsey is sneaky good. They've got guys everywhere as well. I think their schedule is a little harder than it looks on paper. I think everyone agrees they're going to start 3-0, and it's the stretch after that where things get dicey, and not just those first 3. I think the last half of the schedule has more potential landmines on than people think. I do like Iowa. I'm excited to root for Iowa. I'm excited for the Hawkeyes this year, but I also think Wisconsin and Minnesota are also trending up big time, and that's going to create real problems for Iowa going for the 7.5, trying to get to 8-4 or better. So give me the slightly under on the Hawkeyes.
They're at Illinois. They're at Minnesota. That's tough. Yeah, you're right. There's a bunch of coin flips here. Wisconsin's plucky. Northwestern's got Chip Kelly for what it's worth. Yeah, it's tough. Give me the over though. Give me 8 wins. Give me 8 wins. Absolutely. I mean, if everything goes well, they win. I mean, really well. They win 9.
Yes.
They've got a 3-game stretch that's a nightmare. Give them the losses. That's fine. Maybe they even pull one out. But like 9 wins is the ceiling, but 8 is not bad, so give me the over.
Is 9-3 Iowa talked about as a playoff team, or do they need double digit?
They have beaten, if they win 9 games, they have beaten Illinois,
let's say
and
exactly
Minnesota and Wisconsin.
Yeah, they lost the 3 games that we all look at the 3 hardest games.
Right.
Those other 9, that's not enough.
Minnesota, Wisconsin, Illinois, like those are your quality wins, then no.
I think you're right.
If they beat Michigan, Ohio State, or Washington,
yeah,
and lose to Wisconsin, I think there's a chance.
Yeah.
Like if they have a big win in one of those 3, I don't know if it's possible. Washington's the best chance there. I'm going to take the over because I'm a homer, and that's what we're going to do here. But I don't believe PJ Fleck's going to make some coaching mistake in that Minnesota game in Minnesota, and Iowa's going to win. I don't believe in Wisconsin, even though Camp Randall's super fun, but this game's going to be in Iowa. Northwestern, go back to studying. Purdue, the engineers, the Boilermakers are just not there. The at Illinois game, we'll see what Illinois is up to this year. I've got the hat on, but I'll throw this out the window for an Iowa over.
That really is the 4-game stretch. I mean, we could talk. I think we've kind of boiled down the at Minnesota versus Wisconsin, at Illinois versus Nebraska. Those 4 games will define Iowa's season one way or the other. I think they're either going to go 3-1, 1-3 in that stretch. It's my kind of where I'm at. All right, folks, that is it. Any other fearless predictions? I got some spicy ones for week 0, but I'll hold those for the next podcast. I think we're
go Badgers. Mrs. Stedman says go Badgers, so don't sleep on them.
Don't sleep on Badgers. Folks, that is it. So we are all set. Thank you so much for listening to Bold Predictions. We'll be back later this week for a new game, a pick'em game that we're all going to participate in. Darren's going to lead that. You'll have a chance to participate if you want. So be on the lookout for that. We'll have a chance to compete with us, and we'll pick them. And then we'll also do week 0 previews and picks. Small, light slate, so it should be a shorter show. But we do have some games that are worth watching. So be on the lookout for that. Anything else for the good of the order, gentlemen?
Go Navy, beat Army.
All right, folks.
Hawkeyes.
See you later. Mike Blitz. Peace. I can finally clean up my mess now.
Brought to you by Sprite Zero Sugar Chill.
Yeah, I'm drinking I spilled a La Croix all over my limoncello La Croix.
If you got to spill, you spill. Okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't an electronics brand, so yeah, couldn't allow those.
Poppy. It's Poppy for me. School night.
Very nice. Get your probiotics.
Need them.